Boys, Ceiling MMA here, and before we get into the video, I have to disclose that I'm recording this on my phone in a random room in my house because my computer is currently not working. So the audio is going to be shit. There's going to be background noise, but I want to drop all my picks this year. Like I don't want to miss a card because I just want to see how many picks I can get right. So far, we're literally 50-50. We picked the first card of the year, got 50% of them right. I put a community post up. But I've only got 2 subscribers, so like, don't really matter. But it's there. We're gonna be picking UFC 311. I left this until literally the day it was happening for the exact reason that I thought someone was gonna pull out. I thought it was gonna be like Umar because I heard he was injured, but he's fine, and we're getting fucking Moicano versus Islam. So we'll get into that, but starting off with the first prelim, we've got Tagiru Lambeka versus Clayton Carpenter. Clayton Carpenter is an undefeated flyweight, and I hope he wins because this division really needs prospects. He's a grappler. That's really where he's found success. He has decent striking, but I'm gonna go with Tagir by decision. I think, obviously he's training in Dagestan with Islam and Umar and Khabib and that team, so his wrestling is good, even though he did lose to Tim Elliott. But we can ignore that, and I think he's longer and a slightly better striker, so I think it's going to be like 29-28 with Tagir just kind of out tit for tatting him at range and some scrambles. So next up we got Ricky Tercios versus Bernardo Sapage. Now Ricky Tercios is just kind of mid, like no, he's not. He's pretty good, but he just like sometimes it feels like Ricky Tercios like just doesn't want to win. I don't know. It's hard to explain. He's fighting Bernardo Sapage here. Sapage is the guy who got knocked out by Vinicius Oliveira with a flying knee. However, he was doing well before that on short notice, and like Vinicius Oliveira is fucking sick. He's maybe the best prospect at bantamweight. So I think I'm gonna go Bernardo Sapage by a round 2 KO. Ricky Tercios, he could do alright in the first round. I just don't think he's got it. I don't think he's as good as Bernardo Sapage. So I'm gonna say Bernardo Sapage knocks him out. Next up is Rinya Nakamura versus Muin Gafurov. Rinya Nakamura is like, he's good. He's a prospect. He's undefeated. I'm pretty sure. I think he is undefeated, and it's he is a really good wrestler. We've seen though in these UFC fights, he's not this like finisher. He's gonna like take you down and get control time, and Gafurov could do well here, but I'm gonna go with a pretty simple prediction. I'm just gonna say Rinya the prospect keeps it going and gets this one done by decision 29-28. Next up is Carol Rosa versus Eileen Perez. This is probably Eileen Perez's toughest fight. I'm gonna go with her though. I'm gonna say Perez wins this by a decision because she's big for the division. She's probably bigger than Carol Rosa. I'd say she's probably a better grappler, even though Carol Rosa is actually quite a nasty striker, and she could get this done. Carol Rosa, but I'm gonna say Eileen Perez wins this by decision 29-28. Maybe gets hurt in like the second or third round and loses one round. Next up is, I believe, Grant Dawson versus Diego Ferreira. I'm going to say Diego Ferreira wins this. I like Grant Dawson. I think he's a really good grappler. And I liked his last fight, how he actually got a finish, right? That was good. However, Diego Ferreira is fucking underrated. If you look at this guy's lost to, like, he's not losing to anyone shit. He's not an unranked guy losing to, like, bad fighters. I think he lost to Benil, and he's got some other losses, but, like, he hasn't, like, Diego Ferreira is really good. He's shown good takedown defense. He's got good power, good striking. With Grant Dawson, it's like whenever Grant Dawson is on the feet with like a good striker with power, I'm always like shitting myself because he hasn't really got a chin, and he's not a good striker, especially not defensively. So I think Diego Ferreira finds the KO. I'm gonna say he gets it done in round two. Could be round one, but I'm gonna say round two. Just because maybe Grant Dawson has success in the first round, taking him down and stuff. Because he is a really good wrestler and just a good overall grappler. Next up is Bogdan Guskov versus Billy Elikana. Billy Elikana's taken this fight in short notice against a good power puncher, like heavyweight, a prospect who was gonna chin Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker saved himself, really pulling out. I'm gonna say Bogdan gets this done by KO in the first round. I don't see how this fucking random career generated fighter is gonna come in and beat the second coming of Anthony Smith. So next up is Zachary Reese versus Azamat Bakov. Now, Zachary Reese, the first thing I need to say about Zachary Reese is that he got chinned by Cody Brundage, which for me that takes away a lot from you, mate. That does take away a lot. Azamat Bakov is making his debut here, so Zachary Reese has the experience. I think this is going to be a close one. I haven't seen much of Bakov on the regional scene. I've seen a bit. He doesn't really have any good wins. He's going to splits with random guys in the regional scene, but I'm going to say he gets this one done by a split decision just because momentum as a prospect, and I find it hard to trust you if you're losing to like getting chinned by Cody Brundage. It's quite difficult for me to do that, you know. So we're moving on. We got Peyton Gayton Talbot versus Raoni Barcelos. I think we know the pick here. I'm gonna go Peyton Talbot round 1 KO. Raoni's pretty good. He's a pretty good boxer. He's got good jiu-jitsu and he's quite powerful. But he did get chinned by Umar, and people are gonna say like, oh, that's Umar though. Umar's not a power puncher. Right, he's not a power puncher, and Raoni Barcelos got knocked out in one punch by him. So I'm gonna say Peyton Talbot, and Raoni isn't even in his prime anymore. I'm gonna say Peyton Talbot by round 1 KO. He's got the momentum too. I think he'll be 10-0 after that, and after that I'd like to see him fight maybe like a Jonathan Martinez and then someone in the rankings. I actually don't think it'd be Martinez, but we'll see. Next up is Kevin Holland versus Reina Derrida. Someone tell me why everyone's picking Reina Derrida. Like, I might be missing something there, okay? But watch the fight with GM3. GM3, like, literally wobbled this guy. And, like, you're having a war with GM3 on the feet. And I know Kevin Holland does quit when when a heavy grappler gets him down. Kevin Holland has a tendency to kind of just, like, accept it. Like he did against Dilidze. Like, I don't even know if he really broke his rib or if he just said that. Because he always has to have an excuse as to why he lost. But I am going to go with Kevin Holland by a round 3 KO. I think Derrida might be winning the first 2 rounds with his grappling because he is a really good grappler and subbing GM3 is good. But I'm going to say Kevin Holland, he's powerful even as a small middleweight who should be at welterweight. He's powerful, he's rangy, he can throw strikes to range. He's definitely a better striker than Derrida. He's quite a good counter striker. So I'm going to say Kevin Holland round 3 KO. Next up, we got Jolton Almeida versus Sergey Spivak. He's a great fighter, Sergey Spivak. Yeah, I'd love to fight him. I'm gonna go with Jolton Almeida by a decision. I just think he's better than Sergey Spivak. He's got really good top control. I don't think he's gonna sub Sergey, but I don't think Sergey really poses a threat here. Like maybe a submission off his back means that he gets around by like almost submitting Jolton because Sergey's pretty good. Like. You know, he subbed Marcin Tybura. He's a great fighter. He subbed Marcin Tybura, and you know, Marcin Tybura has good jiu-jitsu. We just seen what he did to Jonathan Deniz, who sucks, but still. This is heavyweight. Jolton Almeida is actually an athletic heavyweight. He's actually skilled, and Sergey Spivak's a kind of a blob, not that skilled. So I'm gonna say Almeida. This is a pretty obvious pick. Okay. Next up, we got Yuri Prohaska versus Jamal Hill. This is one I've been waiting for this one. Except now it's come around, I think, do I want this to happen? Because I want Yuri to win, and I don't think Yuri's going to win. You know, I love Yuri Prohaska. Jamal Hill, he's alright. I think he's overhated, you know. The Chama chants in the press conference were kind of funny, but then again, like, it's the Alex Pereira fan base, innit? I'm going to say Jamal Hill gets this one done by round 2 KO. Yuri's defense, his defense on the feet, is keeping his hands down and headbutting your fists. That's not even a joke, he's done that. Watch his fights. Alex, I don't want to say Alex exposed him, but he did. But Yuri always had bad defense, you know? Like, he got rocked by Reyes before knocking him out. He did, because he doesn't have good defense. He was getting battered by Rakic. And I think Jamal Hill has more power than both of those guys. And he's got quite a good counter left hook. You know, people talk about Alex's counter left hook. Jamal's is good, and he's a really good straight right, which I could see him just clipping Yuri on the forehead with. So I'm gonna say Jamal Hill gets this one done by round 2 KO. I hope if he wins this that they don't give him the rematch with Alex until Magomed's fought for the belt, because like I want to see Ankalaev versus Pereira. It's more interesting than Pereira versus Hill. I think Pereira would just knock him out again. Anyways, getting on to the co-main event, we've got Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Thank God I was able to pronounce those surnames, man. I'm gonna go with the underdog here. I'm gonna say Merab gets this one done by a decision because hear me out. Umar's a great striker. He's a great wrestler. Yes. So is Peter Yan. I know this is kind of dumb, MMA math. I just think, what is Umar going to do when Merab spams takedowns against him? I don't know what he's going to do, I struggle to pick anyone over Merab until I've seen them either have a crazy gas tank like him or be this powerful guy who can shut you out with one like Sean O'Malley. I picked Sean O'Malley for that fight, he didn't get it done. I'm going to struggle to pick anyone over Merab. Maybe Umar could very well win this, and this is the closest fight on the card in my opinion. Just in terms of like who's gonna win, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna lean towards Merab by decision, winning the last 3 rounds, maybe the second, by spamming double legs, and I'm just gonna be there like, how is he doing this? Next up, we've got the main event is Islam Makhachev versus Money Moicano. I cannot afford to lose, my brother. I'm gonna go with Renato Moicano by around 1K. No, I'm joking. Right, we have to go with Islam Makhachev here. This does look like it could be like an upset, a Strickland Adesanya situation. This would be even crazier because it's literally a day's notice, and Moicano's like not even top 8. He's ranked number 10. Should be higher though, but still. Money Moicano's had a full training camp, so I don't want to see anyone discrediting Islam Makhachev when he wins this, because he will. And I'm going to say Islam Makhachev round 2 KO. I think Money Moicano, he's going to be feeling it. He's going to be feeling the kind of the mind games here. Not mind games, Islam doesn't really do that, but like, this is the biggest stage of Moicano's career against the toughest opponent of his career. He's going to be jittery. He's probably going to be getting backed up easier. You can't really go on the back foot against Makhachev because he works his wrestling against the cage so well. Him and Khabib both do that really well. So I think Makhachev is going to be able to get KOs. I think not KOs, takedowns. Which is gonna, I don't think he'll sub Moicano without rocking him, but he's gonna be able to get takedowns and out grapple Moicano and wear him down. If Charles can't sub you off his back, then I don't think Moicano is. Moicano has really good jiu-jitsu, but Charles's submissions are better. Like, Charles probably has the best submissions in the sport. I think we know this by now, and he couldn't really do anything to Islam Makhachev off his back. They were kind of stalemating. And I think Moicano, there's a power difference on the feet. Islam is more powerful than him. I think he's a better kickboxer, a better boxer. Moicano's a pretty good striker, but he's not great, and he's not powerful, and he's kind of chinny. I'm going to say that Islam Makhachev either finds a knee in the clinch or a left hook, drops him, and then either gets the TKO finish or gets like an arm triangle, similar to how he did against Charles. Islam Makhachev round 2 KO. Yes, lads, that is the card. Comment down below what you think. This video was just meant to be kind of something that you listen to, nothing like, I don't know, nothing too serious. I might make more videos. I don't know. I don't really have that much time. In a bit, lads.